Thank you, Unity Trio. Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center of Lansing. Can you hear me okay out there? Okay, good, good. What?
The Justin Valor Trio.
The pardon?
The Justin Valor Trio.
The Justin Valor Trio. Well, I was going to say, so we got Justin, we got John, and we got Tim, and I wanted him to change his name to Jim so that we could have the triple J's here this morning. Yeah, at the last minute, Jeff wasn't able to be with us, so we hold him in our prayers and hearts this morning, and thank everybody for filling in. So today's going to be different, but that's what we like, don't we? We like different. We love change going through this. So I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum, and welcoming you to Unity Center on this brisk morning. I love Michiganders because no matter what the temperature is, it doesn't deter us. As long as it's not snowing out, we'll just bundle up and get out there. And thank you for those of you that are joining us online. Welcome to you, and I hope you are warm and toasty. Our coffee bar is open. Does everybody have a warm beverage that needs one? Okay. Okay, this is good, because this is a day that we are going to stay warm with each other. So if you weren't here last week or didn't catch the service, we are the start of a 30-day great experiment. We've closed the wall between the north and south hall to conserve on utilities and to make things a little warmer in this polar vortex that's hitting us. And for those of you that were curious why we wanted to save on utilities, what was happening, here's a little slide up there that shows the increases in rates that we have had in the last year. So gas went up $235 a month, and electricity went up $187 a month, which is a total of $422 a month increase in utilities, about $5,000 for next year that we're looking at next utility. So we're doing what we can to be really wise stewards of our resources. Of course, as we move things, we are so interconnected, you may have trouble finding things, but as Jesus said, seek and ye shall find. So the youth area that used to be over there is now behind the activity door there. We have a lovely youth area set up. Community bulletin board where we have our sign-up table, we have a sensory toolbox, all kinds of those kinds of things is right outside the door to the left. There's a community bulletin board there and a table. Brochures on the human condition, which lots of us find helpful for various different things, are right inside the door when you come in. The prayer practitioners, we're still kind of working where they're going to alight, but Len and I talked probably over in this area this morning. We'll try and see how that works. And our prayer box is right there by the front door. So that's for today. It may move by next week. We're trying to, figure this out. 'Cause that's what an experiment is about, seeing what works for everybody. We are a fabulous prayer ministry. That hasn't changed. So if you have anything on your heart that's a concern or a celebration, our prayer box is over there. For those of you online, you can go onto our website and put a prayer request in there, or you can always email me at revsharonketchum@gmail.com. Our prayer team will pray with you for 30 days, and we forward it to Silent Unity for an additional 30 days of prayer. So no matter what's going on, you are not alone. Okay, all the business taken care of. Let's affirm our new mission statement together. We are a spiritual community embracing positive transformation through prayer, education, and living the principles of unity and love. And when we did our workshop developing who are we now and who are we becoming, we held a vision, seeing a world that was joyful, supportive, centered in love, providing opportunity for spiritual transformation. We understand that the pathway to get there is so individual to everyone, and there's not like a right or a wrong pathway. It's just the path we're on. So we honor ourselves on our path. We honor others on their path, whatever that might be. One light, but many lamps. So let's affirm together. The enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us. The compassion of the Christ moves through us. The power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us. The presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. Greg's going to lead us in our wonderful evocation. Thank you, Greg.
You're welcome.
Greg is both vocal and keyboard vocal, right? You'll carry us on the melody line.
Piano-less vocal, whatever. We'll get through it. Oh, great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, shine within our hearts and minds so we reflect the purpose of our soul. May your love unfold, may your peace within our hearts abide. It's time now for the lion to lie down with the lambs. May we find the peace of God, the heart of your I am. May true love and meaning every spirit find. May your light shine brightly forth in every heart and mind. Oh, great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, illuminating all our lives so we reflect the magnitude of love, below as so above. May love and peace within our hearts abide.
As we step into that music and those words, into that feeling, the time that we pray for our neighbors, all those with whom we share this beautiful blue planet. And one of the big things happening today, it's the end of our collection of the gifts for our adoptive family and for our adopted teens. We adopted 10 teens and also a family of 4. So all the presents are being gathered out there. And just really want to take this time that we go into prayer, that we bless these families and bless with deep gratitude the ability that we have to share of our goodness in this way. We never give to lack. We give out of our abundance. And that's so important to see these people as prosperous, and that right now we happen to be one of the channels of their prosperity. Also in this bitter cold, I want to hold in our hearts the homeless, those without shelter. It is bitter out there, and I just can't even imagine not having a place to get warm. And I was also thinking about the retail workers, because some of us aren't the most spiritually centered as it gets closer to Christmas. So God bless those in the retail that are dealing with us at not our best. And also the delivery people. I mean, they may be in a warm vehicle, but they got to run to the front door with our packages that we're ordering, so God bless them. And then, in spite of all that goodness, this unskilled behavior again, certainly to send comfort to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, who had that shooting last night. And then this morning, it's the first day of Hanukkah, and there was a bomb set off in Australia, Bodie Beach. I'm still amazed there can be that much hate in the world that you want to kill somebody else. So that's a whole lot to put on our plate. If you don't feel your heart just bursting to the width of open to contain all of this, including the holiday spirit, let's go into prayer so we can open it that wide, to really embrace all those human conditions. to really embrace the highs and the lows of humanity, to hold in our hearts those that feel such discord, such anxiousness towards others that they feel they must be obliterated, to those that feel the pain of having been on the other side, feeling the loss, the trauma that we know only too well here in the neighborhood of MSU. Knowing those that are out to face the elements, whether it be doing their jobs or those in war-torn states of our world. And knowing that in our hearts we are connected, that there is a oneness, that there is no other that this is happening to. This is happening to us, the human race. And it is in our hands, it is in our minds, it is in our hearts, with the ability to lift that consciousness to a greater expression of harmony, acceptance, and compassion one for another. For this truth, for the strength within us to be with those in all conditions. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. Amen. Okay, so we're in the third part of Advent this week, and it's going to be about cleaning up to love today. So I thought it's a little question you might want to discuss at the tables. You know, the shepherds were out there in their field minding their own business. The angels appeared. And so if the angels appeared to us, minding their own business, what might they say to us as the thing we need to clean up before Christmas? If they were going to whisper to you, what part of your life do you need to clean up?
Oh, wow. What part not to, really? I think with me, it's just unhealthy habits, or just not anything too dramatic. Just kind of have let some things slide a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I go back and forth between physical, like crap I keep around the house,
Yeah.
to finally let go. I mean, the stuff I'm just keeping, why? Because I'm afraid to let go. Well, if I haven't looked at it, I've already let it go in a sense. Why
We've
don't I
got that
physically,
too.
do that?
Yeah.
And then, my own life, God, judgment. I find this just a really tough time in my life and the world politics, and it's not even politics, it's just the division within the U.S., not to be judgmental.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh, I would like to give up being judgmental, and if I could listen, somehow listen to
Right.
other people.
And listen to understand rather than to respond.
Yeah.
Right. Just
Yeah.
always be on that knee jerk.
And to really be curious, why do you feel that
How
way?
do you feel? Why do you feel that way? Can you explain it to me?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
honestly curious, not
Yeah.
waiting for them to step into a
Catch
landmine.
it.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I agree.
Back and forth between the two. Yeah.
Well, should we sing our song?
Sure, I think it feels like a little Feliz Navidad. And
Sure.
Maybe we get little people up and moving a little
Maybe
bit.
we
warm
can.
up. Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
You can certainly get up and do a little dance.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
How can you sit
Feliz
down with that
Navidad.
beat?
Prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
Feliz
Navidad. Prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad, prospero año y felicidad. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. One more time. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart.
Beautiful. Good morning. My name is Winalee, and I'm grateful to serve as platform assistant today. Beautiful to see you all. The daily word for today is love, inspired by Jesus' words in the Gospel of John. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you should also love one another. This Advent season, we turn our attention to the myriad ways love expresses within and all around us. We feel called to share blessings of love with people in all circumstances and receive their blessings of love in kind. We may join in festive celebrations, sharing cheer in fellowship with friends and colleagues. We practice patience and understanding, especially during moments of frustration, as we go about our Christmas preparations. We feel compassion for those who struggle during the holidays and reach out to them and support them with caring. These are some of the ways we show love to others when we receive their time, attention, and gifts with gratitude. We are letting them show their love to us. Let us affirm together, I give and receive love with gratitude and joy. Today, we light the candle of love, and we honor the animal kingdom. Look at how cool they are. Our fellow creatures who share this sacred earth with us. From the smallest sparrow to the great beasts of land and sea, animals teach us devotion, presence, trust, and unconditional affection. The book of Job reminds us, ask the animals, and they will teach you. In God's hand is the life of every living thing. At the Christmas nativity, animals stand close to the holy mystery. Ox and donkey breathing warmth into the stable. Sheep resting nearby, creation itself bearing witness to love made visible, that reminds us that divine love is not only spoken but embodied. This week also overlaps with Hanukkah, the festival of lights, when candles are kindled to proclaim enduring hope and sacred care for life, light upon light, love upon love. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore wrote, divine love is impersonal and universal. It loves because it is love. As we light this candle, may our hearts widen to include all beings, and may our love bless the whole living web of creation. I'm lighting the candle. Let us affirm together. The peace. I grow in stillness and I bloom with love. Now it is my great pleasure to welcome Matt Bliton to bless us with his amazing music.
I'm very glad to be here today. And I was thinking about how I get sort of surprised by cartoonish bouts of hostility during the season, when out of nowhere, there's a song that I wrote years ago about it. The title is Start All Over Again. The notion is that if I find myself hostile, that there is a choice if I can find myself, and also if I'm willing. No need to run or fight, no reason to feel blue. Just got lost in the woods of stories that aren't true. Don't you think, after all that we've been through, when there's no good place to hide, the only thing to do is start all over again. Start it all over again. I learned a new word just the other day. He started talking to my old words and took them out to play. Left me in the living room with nothing much to say. Now they want to be treated in a brand new way. Had to start all over again. Started all over again. Once there was a boy, such a sad-faced lad. Spent his free time drinking and smoking, and arguing with his dad. Years of strife and fear and feeling hurt and mad. Through her tears, my ma, she said we had to start all over again. Started all over again. Sitting on my back porch, thinking about some yesterday. New thought came across the lawn. My memories ran away. And right now I want to see the world in that new way. So if you catch me worrying, feel free to say, hey, start all over again. started all over again. Started all over again. Started all over again. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. What a perfect song for today. Start all over again. You know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say a big thank you to Jerry and Stacy for coming over yesterday and throwing salt out on the icy parking lot. It was... And Jerry even has offered, volunteered that if anybody is afraid to walk in from their car, that he will come out and give you support. I mean, isn't that what community is about, giving each other support? So we just have to reach out and ask, let people know where we are, and be careful, and take it slow, and we'll all be there in the right and perfect time. So, Advent Candle of Love. This is, when we talk about this kind of love at Advent, it's not the sentimental kind, but it's that really powerful, brave kind that wakes us up, cleans us out, and really invites us home to ourselves. The kind that you can immerse yourself in, not the kind, the headiness of teen love or infatuation or great sexual attraction or the stuff that makes you crazy, but just the stuff that really expands us in such a great and powerful way. So this season we've been looking at waking up to Christmas, and waking up to Christmas is understanding that always, not just this time of year, of course, there's something holy inside of us, that's seeking to be birthed, seeking to be expressed in greater expression. So the first week we talked about waking up to hope, that we look, whenever we can hope, we see there's something different than what's in front of us in the moment. And knowing that there can be something more, something better, allows our consciousness to raise. And when our consciousness raises, all of the consciousness of humanity raises. And last week we talked about waking up to peace. And peace really can be thought of as a way of growing our spiritual maturity. Because even though we wake up, we still need to do some work. We know about something bigger than ourselves. We know about spirituality. But unless we do something about it, become a little bit more mature in taking responsibility in how we respond to the world around us. Respond as opposed to be reactive. We won't find ourselves totally at peace. And today we're going to look at waking up to love. It's cleaning up to do the real braver work, the really deep work. The messy stuff, that we don't like to do. We like to pretend we've swept it under the rug and nobody's going to see it. And I know for me, spiritual growth is realizing that I am enlightened right up until someone cuts me off in traffic. Or for some of us, we can really feel awake and at peace and in love and after we've had our morning coffee. So none of us have this continuous thread of being awake and being there, but we do have these moments, and we do have this momentum of kind of going in that area. So this series was inspired by Ken Wilber, who's written like 20 books, and he talks about integral spirituality. And I think integral is such an important word because spirituality is not something we reserve for our meditation time, Sunday mornings. It is integrated into all parts of our life that we live, everything that we do. So knowing that our spiritual journey isn't a ladder, it's not something that we get to a higher state of, it's not a competition, I'm further than they're further than me, nothing at all like that. It's such an internal personal journey. In this idea of Ken's of waking up and cleaning up and maturing, it's only one spiritual path. There's a lot of different spiritual paths out there. It doesn't matter which one we use, it's whatever works and we recognize in the moment. One of the ones I love is the idea of spiral dynamics. And do you ever notice you thought you did the work and, oh my goodness, here I am doing it again. I thought I forgave. Why is there still this unforgiveness coming up again? Well, in spiral dynamics, they explain we keep going around all those same issues, but each time we have a higher perspective, like going up a mountain. So it may appear that you're doing the same work, but you're doing it from a different level of consciousness, from a different perspective. Like last week I was talking about the higher up the mountain, when we're down low, it's all about us. And as the world gets bigger, as we go up the mountain, until we finally reach that apex moment where we understand there is only one. We see it all together. I was thinking this morning, like, why do we pick a unity roadmap, spiritual roadmap? What was it that brought us to unity in the beginning? What were we looking for? What do we think we'd find here? There's some common things that you hear at all unity churches. It felt like home to my heart. It just felt like a place where I belonged. But there was something within us that propelled us to find something deeper. We were waking up. We were ready to go whatever it was that was next for us in this process. So in the Unity Roadmap, there are a few people that will come and have the wake-up moment. Excuse me. But you need to do the rest of the work. You need to wake up, to clean up spiritually, to mature spiritually, emotionally, in the work that we're doing. We need to face the hard stuff. We need to do the work, and have enjoyment too. It's not like it's all drudgery. This is just all part of the process. And I was thinking about how many of you think pushing the snooze button is part of your morning wake-up routine? Yeah, I'm recently addicted to Press Your Luck. And there was a question on there, out of 5 people, how many press the snooze alarm in the morning as part of their wake-up? And it was 4 out of 5. So Unity people must be really get-up-and-goers, because not a lot of you raised your hands on that. But we do that, too, with our spirituality. We've done some work, we're feeling pretty good, we kind of, okay, I'll just kind of rest on my laurels for a while, just kind of enjoy where I'm at. Maybe I've done all the work. I have no more messy stuff to go through. I've had this breakthrough. Here I am. Thank you, God. I've arrived. Yeah. Until somebody cuts you off in traffic. Yeah. So getting to the part of cleaning up, and I really think we need to clean up for love, because we are immersed in love. It is all that there is. That is the allness. That is the mystery. And when we feel unloved, it's because we have created a block there. So until we clean up what is blocking us from having that full experience, and from the experience, the full expression of love, there is work that we need to do. Carl Jung called it our shadow work. So the big scary shadow. Do you remember as a kid having a great fear? Mine were alligators under the bed. I don't know why, alligators. I lived in New York, for goodness sakes, upstate New York. But I knew if I looked in that dark spot under the bed, if I leaned over, there was going to be something there that snapped my head off. Maybe it was because I loved Captain Hook and there was the crocodile. Anyway, a sidetrack there. So the shadow work, I love this definition. It says, this is what the shadow is, parts of ourself that we have pushed into unconscious because it did not fit our self-image. Or because somewhere along the line, somebody told us directly or indirectly that that behavior, that feeling, that expression is not okay. Is not okay. Now, I know what it was like for me as a girl to be raised, and things that were not okay for a girl was to get dirty, to speak up, to want a career other than typing or nursing or school teaching. That was what was appropriate in the 50s. We were told that certain things were okay and all these other things weren't okay, right? But there's part of you that wants to do those other things. And what do you do with that? Well, for goodness sake, these are people that love you, that are telling you this is not okay, and you want to be accepted. We want to belong. So of all these things, belonging is like one of the most important things to us. So we take all those feelings and push them back here into our unconscious or subconscious. They don't go away, because that's who we are. I mean, that's who we really are. And I don't know what it is for men, but I remember trying to be really conscious of not telling my son that boys don't cry. I remember this disagreement my husband and I had over giving Damien a Cabbage Patch doll for Christmas when he was 10. And, he's a really good dad. And I think part of that's because he was allowed to play with a doll to show compassion. Because so many times, this is the 70s now, men were still told, you don't show your emotions. You have to be stalwart. And what do you do with these feelings? Just because you have a Y chromosome doesn't mean you don't have emotions. Wow. It's back there someplace. And then you feel the shame when you feel emotion. And oh my goodness, does this start a cycle? I have an emotion, therefore I'm bad, therefore I'm shameful, therefore my parents aren't going to love me, therefore da-da-da. Fill in the blank on that one. So get it that our shadow side is not something evil. It's not something that's going to grab us and take us down the hole, or that alligator under the bed that's going to bite your head off. It's simply an unexamined part of ourselves. An unexamined part of ourselves. What have we learned to hide? For many of us, we are so skilled at it, and we've done it for so many years, we forgot even what we're hiding. It's way back there. It's so covered with dust, and those covered dust things you put on things that are in storage or in containers, that, I mean, and way back in the dark recesses, there isn't even a light back there. It's been taken care of. I'm not going to lose my acceptance and love from all those people that I love, right? Oh, yeah. So think of yourself. Can you think of a self-belief that you may have been developed, let me say developed as a child? Maybe you haven't looked at. Or maybe you've looked at it, you know it's back there, but you're not ready to bring it out yet, because it's still, oh, gosh, in front of my family? In front of my friends? Suppose they throw me out of the tribe. Suppose they really knew that I wanted to be something totally inappropriate for how they thought I should be. I mean, for women to go to college for anything other than an MRS degree, we get married, was about the only thing in the 60s that was appropriate. They couldn't imagine a woman going to college and to have a career. Wow. So think about that. What self-belief have you adopted as a child? And you know this too, that when it happened to us as a child, we perceived it with a child's mind. And the emotion we felt was a child's emotion. So if we were really hungry, and our mother was in the bathroom, and nobody's responding to that need to have a drink, a cookie, whatever it was we needed at the moment, we could have felt this deprived, when it was really, now we see mom just wasn't available and right in that moment and took care of us later. But that feeling doesn't go away. And probably at the time, they say, stop crying, of course, it's right here. Stop crying, you don't need to do that. And so that gets, whoosh, let's get put back there. We're going to keep that nice and safe, because obviously I'm not supposed to do that. Mom doesn't like that. So doing the shadow work, I think about cleaning our glasses, like so that we can really see clearly who we are, all the aspects of who we are. And I know some people keep their glasses really clean. I'm a smudger. I don't know where they come from. I swear I'm looking, all of a sudden there's a smudge on them. Well, so it is with us. We have little smudges that keep things from coming into focus too clearly about ourselves, especially about those things we kind of squint and don't want to look at. Remember Sharon, beautiful Buddhist teacher, probably lost a T there. She said, what bothers us about other people can be a golden opportunity. Instead of reacting with judgment, we can lean into the discomfort and ask gently, how am I like that? See, the shadow side doesn't go away. It's there. And we have a little rub. Remember we talked about sandpaper people the other day? When somebody feels like a sandpaper person to us, whatever they're rubbing or stirring up, instead of making that judgment that they're an other, to allow them to be a mirror and say, ooh, what is this? What is this triggering in me? What is this bringing up for me, right? Why is this making me uncomfortable? Why am I having such an overreaction at this thing? It's their behavior, it's not me. And so that'll kind of allows us to start bringing up those things that are stuck back in the corner, covered in dust. When we ask those questions to ourselves, it's not about blaming ourselves. It's not saying, oh, here's where you really messed up. It's really just simply a truth-finding mission. Truth is truth. It's all that it is. It doesn't say good or bad. It just simply is. The tablecloth is red. On camera 3, the tablecloth looks orange. There's nothing bad about camera 3. It just needs a little adjustment. Kind of the same way with our shadow stuff. Nothing bad about it. Maybe it needs an adjustment. Maybe we need to reframe it. Yeah, I'm emotional. Yeah, I want to do those things that maybe family members don't think I should do. Yeah, I want to, and it's okay. It's okay. I want you to know that tomorrow is Cat Herders Day, National Cat Herders Day. So herding cats, if you haven't heard that expression before, it's like when everything is uncontrollable. This morning kind of felt like that when I found out we didn't have a keyboardist, and it's really cold, and all this stuff going on. But herding cats, if you have cats, you know they cannot be herded. They are very independent. They decide what they're going to do, whose lap they're going to sit on, who they're going to ignore, and who they're going to give a little scratch maybe if they particularly don't like you. And I got thinking, isn't that like our thoughts, especially that shadow side thoughts? We so want those shadow thoughts to stay in nice, neat order so we can handle them. We can only let out the ones that we think, oh, this group might find it acceptable to take this part of me. Oh, this group, I better hide it from my church people. If they found out I was that imperfect, oh my goodness, what would they do to me? It's impossible to herd those thoughts. And the more you try to control them, the more you try to contain them, the more they're going to knock at the door screaming, let me out, let me out. And that will show up in myriad ways, usually in reaction to other people. If you have cats, you know that you can invite them to you. You can even bribe them with treats. Fish works really well. And as you invite them to you, you understand that you can't control the cat. We cannot control the shadow side. But if we have that open invitation, what happens is it can be healed. We can bring it to the surface to be healed. What an amazing gift that is, to have those old wounds actually come up and be healed. Jesus knew about the shadow side years, decades, centuries before Carl Jung. I love the story where it says, he said, why do you complain about the splinter in your neighbor's eye when you got a log in your own? I mean, I thought that was just brilliant. And I remember in Sunday school, you know how sometimes stories stick with you? Somebody said, yeah, the splinter you see in your neighbor's eye is actually only a reflection of the log in your own. Like if you were looking into somebody else's eye, like they don't even have a splinter, but you're seeing your own log as being in their eye. And that is so true. What we see wrong with other people starts here. We couldn't see it if we didn't know it. And the only reason we don't know we have it is because we're not owning it yet. So we, bringing it up to own it, examine it, not to blame, not to shame. So if you think about it, that log, whatever is blocking our eyesight, whichever is making our vision unclear, changes our perception. And when our perception changes, that has an impact on our decisions, on our reactions to the world around us, to all of our relationships. Myrtle Fillmore, Unity co-founder, said, we must face the shadows within us. And for me, that's our fears, our doubts, our unhealed places, if we are to reveal our highest potential. If we are trying to herd those cats of the shadow side, if we are trying to push down that air-filled ball below the surface of the water, it takes a lot of energy as opposed to allowing it to pop up so it can be healed. And until we heal those unhealed parts, those hidden parts, we can never express our full magnificence. And I mean magnificence. I mean, look around the people here, and there's just such these little sparks that I see, the joys and the passion that everybody has, all different. And it's just a miracle how we all come together. It's really about when we can heal, we can turn on the full wattage of our love. The only thing to me that limits our expression of God as love is the walls that we've put up. And if we've limited our feeling this oneness of love, of course we are limiting how much of that love that we are willing or feel safe to let out in our world. Well, this is the first day of Hanukkah. I have a little menorah up here. If you're not familiar with Hanukkah, it's not just the Jewish equivalent to Christmas, except the kids get gifts for 8 days, which is kind of fun. But the story is this is the 2nd century before Jesus was born. And the Jewish people had lost their temple, and the Maccabees finally reclaimed it, and the temple had been desecrated in absolutely the worst ways possible. And it was very important to the Maccabees to have a candle. I think of silent unity, the light that shines for you. There's always a light shining in the prayer tower. So they had enough oil for one day. And they prayed about it, and they wanted to keep this light going. And that oil for one day burned for 8 days. So gradually, think about it, every day another candle is lit. As opposed to, boom, there's the light. No, this is this wonderful idea of growth. Eric Butterworth says, light is not something we get from the outside, it's something we release from within, there in the center of the temple, here within the center of our temple. Bit by bit, we have enough to light the next day, to light the next day, to light the next day. It's a gradual process. It's not like popping a balloon and it's all done. No, it's that wonderful growth at whatever speed we're comfortable with. Each time that we choose to be aware as opposed to avoid, each time that we choose to love as opposed to make a judgment on it, all those things amp up our wattage of our ability to love. So it kind of reminds me of the nativity story. One of my favorite parts is the shepherd part. So watching over their flocks by night, and I can feel that. I could feel sitting on a hillside and a little line of sheep kind of mulling around in this beautiful starry sky because there's no light pollution back then. And if you think about it, that story is such a great reflection of our own spiritual journey. That night sky, the shadows, you can't see everything clearly. It's that unexamined parts of ourselves in the night, but still there's little dots of light, all those stars up there. And think about those sheep as our thoughts wandering around. And every now and then a sheep will get lost. You can't keep your eye on everything. You can't keep your mind on all the thoughts that you have back here, all the emotions you've ever had, all the fears you've ever had. No, and sometimes things get lost. And then you find them. And when you find that sheep, when you find that lost thought, it was really wanting attention, wanted to be embraced. What do you do with it? You don't blame it, you bring it home. You bring it, you celebrate it. You don't judge it. You just go, wow, here's another part of my flock. Wow, here we are, a little more whole than we were perhaps a few moments ago. And then at the end of the story, these angels come and light up the sky. And then the shepherds, are moved to go, as the story goes, to go to Bethlehem. Same way with us. When we embrace all of those thoughts, the more we embrace, the more the sky lights up and the more we feel moved to make that journey, whatever that journey is for us, to allow that which is holy and seeking us to move forward and out. So waking up to love, and this is so different than waking up in love. Waking up to love is understanding that it's already here. It's nothing we need to achieve, nothing we need to get. So in the Advent so far, it's about awakening and finding out there's hope. There's something beyond what we see, that we can grow and find peace, that we can clean up and find the love that is already there. As Butterworth said, love is not something we give or get. It's something we awaken to. It's already here. We just simply need to awaken to it. And when we wake up to Christmas, wake up to the evolutionary experience that, gratefully enough, is on our calendar every year, so we kind of mark the time to do it. It's really about to love bravely enough that we can look within. We can see what we're pregnant with, if you will. That we love gently enough to allow us to heal. And strong enough, brave enough to guide us forward to the next step. So let's affirm together. I lovingly bring all of myself into the light. I awaken to love. I heal with courage. And I allow my wholeness to bless the world. Let's take some time in meditation.
Take a breath for yourself, just for you, and no one else. Feel the quiet, feel the love, feel the peace when you unplug. Unplug, unlearn, unwind, unyearn, unsee. just be.
I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Giving yourself permission to unplug. Unplug from the outer. Unplug from busy thoughts of the inner. And just be with your breath, with the presence that is you. And in that mind's movie screen of your closed eyes, picture yourself sitting on that hillside as a shepherd with your flocks of sheep. Feel that gentle breeze that comes down the mountain, warm to your face. Sense the wholeness of the environment. Sheep after sheep after sheep. Fellow shepherds. As we glance up to that beautifully darkened sky with those brilliant lights shining forward. So awesome. Just takes our breath away. Allowing ourselves to observe our flock. To others, they may look the same, but to us, each one is different and special. Each one is uniquely ours. Some are near us, some are far away. Some are sleeping, some are moving. And so we begin to count those sheep. 1, sheep of joy. 2, a sheep of laughter. 3, a memory of our childhood when we were 5 years old. All those sheep, all those belonging to us. All those roaming freely. For in this moment, sitting there, we understand it is not about control. It is about embracing. It is about accepting. Each of these sheep belongs to us in its fullness without blame or shame. And it's all okay. The heart expands with our great love for all these parts, these sheep which represent really parts of us. That light in the sky brightens. The angels appear to us, angels, thoughts directly from the Godhead. Those divine ideas that we are ready to experience within ourselves, and that we are moved to make that move in our life, to go forward. As we take a deep breath, allow these words to be the words of your own heart in this experience. I awaken to love. I honor the light within me. Nothing in me is lost. I awaken to love. I honor the light within me. Nothing in me is lost. And so it is. Amen.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where love comes in. One breath at a time. One step at a time. One step at a time. That's where love comes in. One step step at a time, one heart at a time, one heart at a time. That's where love comes in, one heart at a time.
Thank you, Greg. And a little spiritual practice for this week so you can lovingly do some shadow work, little short pieces. So when something triggers you, you're recognizing, something's rearing its, what I consider right now an ugly head. Just take a breath and name it with kindness. Something in me is asking for attention. Okay. Put a hand in your heart and just say, okay, what part of me feels unsafe or unseen right now? And you know what? You don't need to have an answer. All you need to do is be willing for that to come up. As soon as that part of you knows it's safe to come up, that you're willing to see it, a healing really actually begins. And just remind yourself to choose love over judgment. Love over judgment, and that's it. No analysis required. You don't have to go deep. You don't have to journal it. Just take a moment and breathe. One of the most powerful spirituals we have. Well, Master of Breathing, Mr. Matt Bliton, I'm going to invite you to come back up and put some music to those breaths.
Really glad to be here. And maybe 15 years ago, a group came through and they played this song at Fellowship for today, and they might have played it here as far as I know. But the Ricky Bears, Reverend Michael Beckwith. These guys took right to it, so I think we're going to have some fun. There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all by myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what we had to say. I release, I let go. Let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go, I let the Spirit run my life. my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you. And thanks to the band, of course.
Isn't Matt marvelous? Yes. Love that song. Playing harmonica, guitar, all at the same time. Oh my God. That's what I see. And singing. Amazing. Now is the time we create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing of the blessings we have received. Giving is a matter of the heart, not of wealth. You may place your love offerings in the glass jar on the table, or if you're joining us on YouTube, use a credit card or QR code on the screen to give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing financial gifts this week, we invite you to affirm a sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or using an affirmation token from the bowl on your table. We bless the gifts of our love and our treasure by affirming together. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Yes. Bless you. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support Unity with your loving gifts. Our circle of generosity grows even larger as we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. The fourth quarter of 2025, we will split a portion of our tithes among 5 remaining congregant choice nominees. One of the 5 is CASA, which stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, a network of volunteers appointed by judges to advocate for the best interests of children who have experienced abuse or neglect, often those in foster care. Let us bless CASA and the children they support, as well as our other organizations, as we affirm our own blessings by singing, I Give My Thanks.
I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I live in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I live in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. 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 I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I live in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I live in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. 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 I give
take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude. Yay, that was beautiful. By collectively blessing the gifts we just have received, let us affirm together, given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit, and so it is. Amen. And a gratitude shout out to everyone who stepped forward to create a wonderful Christmas for the family we adopted, as well as 10 teens. Thank you to Chrissy Shear and Carla Janning for superheading this Christmas miracle. They will be delivering our gifts today. So beautiful. Couple of reminders. Today's meeting of the women's group has been canceled. There are still openings for a couple of more volunteers to get our youth care program up and running in January. And following service today is the monthly meeting of the Board of Trustees. Thank you, Board of Trustees. We have 3 special Christmas activities on the calendar. Our Christmas Eve service begins at 7 p.m. Everyone is welcome to participate. On Christmas Day is reindeer games. That was enthusiastic. If you plan on participating, please sign up at the community table so we know how many people to plan for. And Rudolph is absolutely invited, and all the reindeer. And on Sunday, December 28th, is our White Elephant gift exchange following Sunday service. Time to start planning on your White Elephant gift. Additional details are on the activities table and in the Unity Pulse on your table and on our website. Following the service, our prayer practitioners. Oh, you have.
Just want to take a quick moment. Our experiment that we're all experiencing right now on Sundays, which Sharon mentioned earlier, does not include having this room be quite as cool as it is this morning. I just want everybody to know that we're trying to temperature, trying to come up with one that is saving energy, but at the same time comfortable for us.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Following the service, our prayer practitioners are available to offer you heart energy prayers, which is similar to brief Reiki treatment, or affirmative spoken prayers. You will find our prayer practitioners here at the lectern. Let us stand as we are able as we sing the Christmas song to complete our service, followed by the prayer of protection.
Yeah, and it talks about from 1 to 92. I think it needs to be to however far away.
Awesome.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Jack Frost nipping at your nose. Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe will help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase from kids from 1
3. Although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas to you.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, God.